today. My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by and checking out my video today. On this episode of Smoking, I'm going to show you how to make double smoked sous vide tri-tip. Now, one of my family and I's favorite beef dishes that I cook is tri-tip. And some of you might already know that my family and I used to live in Southern California where tri-tip was readily available. Now we live in Wisconsin, and I come across it occasionally, but it's not as readily available. So when I saw J&E Meat advertise that they had some tri-tips available on their Facebook page, I went down there immediately and picked up a couple. I have one here that's 2.77 pounds and one that's 2.36, and these are Greater Omaha Hereford, or Hereford? I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. But it's a special grade of beef, and this tri-tip has some really nice marbling in it, so I'm really looking forward to this. Now, the reason I'm double smoking these is I'm trying to get more of a smoky flavor. I think my family and I are kind of immune to smoky flavor, and when I either smoke before or after sous vide cooking, it just doesn't have the smoke flavor that I'm looking for. So this is why I'm going to try something I've never tried before. I'm going to smoke it for a couple hours, put them in a bag, sous vide cook them. I'm going to leave them in the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow cut them out of the bags and bring them back up to temperature on the smoker a second time, hence the double smoke. So I'm hoping this is going to give me that extra smoke punch that I'm looking for on these tri-tips. So stick around, guys. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Hey guys, so here they are out of the bag. As you can tell, I really like the marbling in this. Okay, this one's a little bit smaller here, but they did come with a little bit of a fat cap on here. Now, if I was going to be smoking this, from beginning to end, I would consider leaving that on because it's not that thick. But since I'm going to be sous videing this anywhere between 2 and 4 hours, and it's probably not going to be hot enough to render this fat down, I'm going to do a little bit of trimming. So I'll trim some of this fat off. We'll be back in a second when I'm ready to season them up. Alright guys, so I trimmed these up. I didn't get every little piece of fat on there, but that's fine because it'll render down what little is left. Now you can season this with just salt and ground black pepper or your favorite barbecue rub. Today I'm using Grill Mate's Montreal Steak Seasoning. This is kind of a coarse ground, which goes really well on tri-tip. So you know how this works. We're just going to season the tri-tip on all sides. And don't be afraid if you think you're putting a little too much on, because this is a big piece of meat. It's around 1.5 inches thick, maybe 2 inches in some spots. So I'm going to season this up, guys. I'll be back in a second, and then we're going to go outside. I'm going to fire up my pellet smoker. We're going to smoke this on the smoke setting because I don't really want to cook this. I just want to add some smoky flavor. So yeah, I'll be back in a second, guys, show you how this looks like when we're all done. Alright guys, so here they are, seasoned up with that Montreal Steak Seasoning. I'm going to put these on a tray. We'll go outside, fire up that pellet grill, and like I said, I'm going to try to get them on the smoke setting for a couple hours just to get some smoke flavor, and then we'll seal them up in some bags and drop them in the sous vide bath. I'll meet you guys outside. Alright guys, so I have my smoker set on the smoke setting, which usually is around 165 to 175 degrees, because my only purpose here is just to get a little bit of smoke flavor on this. We'll probably be able to tell by the coloration of the meat, and since that's at a low temperature, I'll hopefully be able to keep it on here for at least a couple hours. I don't want to go like above 120 degrees because I'm going to be cooking this in 130 range, and I know there might be a little carryover, so just to be safe, no higher than 120 for this first stage here. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go inside, relax. We'll come out here in around an hour, hour and a half, and see how it's doing. Alright guys, we're at the hour and a half mark. It is 166 degrees. I have not been out here. Let's take a look. Oh! Alright. I didn't bring my instant read. Yeah, this is barely warm, which is basically what I wanted here. Man, they look good. Kind of tell they're taking on a little bit of smoky color here. You can see the color of the meat. So since these are still kind of cool to the touch, I'm just going to let this ride. We're an hour and a half. Maybe I'll be able to go 2.5. Certainly not going to hurt anything. So I'll let these go. We will check on them in around 45 minutes to an hour. All right, guys, we are at 2.5 hours. Let's take a look here. You can definitely tell by the color of the meat here. And I know someone's going to ask, so let's just take a temperature reading just to see. Let's just go right in there. Okay. Yeah, we're right around 102 degrees. Let's see this one over here. This one's a little thicker, farther away from the heat source. Yeah, right around 100. So guys, I think I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to take these inside. We'll get them vacuum sealed, get them in the bath, and have them in the fridge overnight, and we'll smoke them tomorrow. But I'll meet you guys inside. All right, guys, here they are. I just wanted you to take a look before I vacuum sealed them. You can definitely tell they are much darker. They've definitely taken on some smoke because I can smell it. Monica said she could smell it too, and she's sitting downstairs, and I just brought them up here to the kitchen. So, man, they are looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and vacuum seal these. I'll get my sous vide bath warmed up. We'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, here we are, vacuum sealed. Double sealed on both sides like I always do. Now, I am going to go for a temperature of 133 degrees. I normally do these 135. I'm going to go a little lower. I just want to give myself a little bit of a safety in case it overcooks a little bit on the smoker, because tomorrow when I put these on the smoker, and I'm going to use my Auto Kamado with some real charcoal and wood pieces to hopefully give it a good crust. And I just want to make sure I don't overshoot. Perfect serving temperature for tri-tip, in my opinion, is around 135. So if I cook it internally sous vide 133, gives me a couple degrees leeway in case I overshoot it just a little bit. So there we go, guys. Sous vide machine is almost up to temperature. It's 124.5. We'll be back once it's ready and drop it in the bath. Alright, welcome back. My sous vide machine hit 133. Time to put these tri-tips in. So, only thing you need to be concerned here is that everything is fully submerged. Sometimes easier said than done, but these weigh a little bit, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. So I'm going to put one on this side, and the smaller one I'll kind of put on this side on the top. Actually, yeah, let's do this. Actually, what I'm going to do, this is a trick I've done in the past, guys. When you're cooking two here and you've got a limited space on the container, I'll put one on the bottom. And now this one here, I should have put a little bit bigger bag in. I'm going to clip that bag so it kind of suspends the top one above, and it gives a little bit of gap so water can circulate. I'll bring the camera back to show you here in just a second. Alright guys, so like I was saying, I clip both bags on the side there, and you see how I have a rack on the bottom, so water's going to circulate completely around the bottom one, and of course water's going to circulate in between the two, because the top one, as long as it's under the water line, and you can see the water lines like right there, so we're fine. Now normally on a long cook, I would put some cover on this, sous vide balls or foil or saran wrap. I'm going to do this anywhere for 2 to 4 hours. I'll probably go 3 to 4 hours, because this is for dinner tomorrow night, so I'm not really rushed for time. It's exactly 5:30, so I'll come back in 3 or 4 hours. We'll throw this in an ice bath, chill it, shock chill it down, and then we'll put it in the fridge, and then yeah, we'll smoke it tomorrow. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna go enjoy my evening, and I will meet up with you guys later. All right, guys, welcome back. It's been 3.5 hours. Perfect timing. I got a pot of cold water. I got some ice. All right, let's turn this off. We're gonna eat this tomorrow for dinner, so all I'm gonna do here, we're gonna take these out. Into this cold water bath. And pour the ice right on top. Alright guys, that's what you need to do. Shock chill it, put it on some ice, some cold water. We'll put it in the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow we'll bring it up to temperature on our smoker. Man, it's going to be absolutely delicious. I'll meet up with you guys tomorrow. See you then. Alright guys, welcome back. It's the next day. We're a couple hours away from dinner time. I just pulled these wonderful tri-tips out of the fridge. They're still nicely vacuum sealed. One thing I noticed right away, there's not a whole lot of liquid. A little bit of liquid, but not much. They're sealed nice and tight, and they're cold to the core because they've been in the fridge overnight. So I'm going to cut them out of the bag. If they need a little bit of re-seasoning, put a little light dose on there. I don't think these will, but I'll take a look when I get them out. Then I'm going to fire up my auto Kamado. I'm going to use 250 degrees as a temperature because I want to allow these at least an hour or two to absorb some smoke. Round 2 to get these a little bit more smoky flavor. And when we get up to around 130 degrees, that's when I'm going to pull them off because they might carry over a few degrees, and then cover them inside with foil. These are going to be delicious, guys. I'll cut them out of the bag. We'll be back in a second. Guys, one thing I noticed right away when I cut these open, man, oh man, can I smell the smoke. So these are definitely going to be double smoked. So there you go. There's one. Let's get the second one out. And look, I didn't need to have do this way. Last night, when they were done sous vide cooking, you can just throw them in the oven, in the broiler for a few seconds if you want to do it that way. Or you can throw them over some hot coals on your grill. Or you can use, you know, the flamethrower if you got a grill gun like I have. You can use that as well. But there you go, guys. Look at these things. Oh, they smell so smoky. So I'm going to put them in a pan, and I'm going to keep them in the fridge. Now normally before you do a sear, you would dry these off. You can still see there's a lot of moisture, and you can still see some of that steak seasoning on there because there's some kind of coarse peppers and stuff. I'm not going to re-season them. I'm just going to put this in a pan, put it in the fridge. I want to keep these cold, keep them wet. That way they're going to be able to absorb a little bit more smoke out on the auto Kamado. So I'll put these in the fridge. I'll meet you guys outside. All right, guys, my auto Kamado is set up with some coals. I'm not going to need this much, but I always put out the fire and add a few fresh coals on top. So I'm just going to give this around 15-20 minutes. The secret I found with using this particular grill is to just start a small fire like this, and then even before it reaches temperature, put everything on there. Kind of give it some time to come up to temperature, because if you overshoot, like I'm going for 250, if I get this thing up to 400 and then I try to turn the fan on and get it down to 250, it's going to take forever. So start low, work your way up. All right, guys, I got a little bit of some coals going here. I'm using some hickory wood, and we don't need a whole lot here. I'm just going to put some little chunks. So I'm getting over a cold. My voice just kind of had it. Just some chunks around here, just to kind of hopefully make sure we get a little bit of smoke flavor. Whoop. I'm going to put a little piece right there, like so. I'll throw a couple pieces over here just for good measure. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do next is put the heat deflector just like this. Next, we're going to put on the grate, and now let me go grab those delicious tri-tips. Put one tri-tip like over here, and the smaller one I'm going to put just like so. And I am going to probe here because, like I said, we don't want this going over like 130. So I'm going to go into a smaller one here. We'll kind of just go straight in the middle. Let's see, what's that reading right now? It's reading 46 degrees. All right, guys, you can see we're getting a nice smoke rolling here, which is what we want. All right, so let's get this thing started here. We're gonna go 250 degrees. D1, which is up on top, the dampener. I'll put that on D1, and there we go. See, this is the secret. It's now at 82. You can see it's climbing. I just heard the fan kick on. This way, the fan will kick off when it gets to around 180, 190. It'll slowly bring it up to 250. If you go too high and try to come down, you'll have trouble the whole time. So there we go, guys. I'm gonna go inside and grab a beer while I wait for this. I'm not sure how long this will take. Those weren't extremely big. So anywhere from an hour to 2, maybe 2.5 tops, I'm thinking. All right, guys, I'll meet you inside. All right, guys, while we're waiting for that tri-tip, time for a beverage. I'm having another one from Spotzel Brewery out of Shiner, Texas. This is called Shiner 101, a Czech Pilsner, Czech-style Pilsner. So 4.8% alcohol. This is my daughter, Ava Grace.
Hi.
Kyle is going to sit this one out because he's a little under the weather. The whole family's been fighting something for the last week or so. Ava Grace is trying something from Apple and Eve. 100% juice, very berry. So that's what Ava Grace is having. All right, you know how to...
Yes.
No, you always
I've literally had these so many times and I know how to open them. And if you saw one of our old videos, I also did this. So
I stepped on your foot.
And I was going to review on this again.
All right. So, let's see. I've been pretty impressed with all these beers from this brewery. All right, there we go. Nice color, nice head.
Nice decorations.
All right. As always, guys, I appreciate you stopping by and watching my video. Cheers to our viewers.
Yep.
And then cheers to each other. All right, let's
it
get
keeps
this.
dripping like.
Yeah, because you have to tilt the straw up like that.
Yeah, I know.
There you go. Okay. All right. Let's give it a sample. All right, this is good. It does have that. I'm trying to remember the name of that beer. The Czech style Pilsner. I can't remember the name of it now, but it tastes very similar to that. That's the only one I've tried in this style. It's a light beer. It's definitely got some nice flavor. I'm going to be enjoying this one. All right, Ava Grace. How was your berry apple?
It's very berry. That's all I really have to say about it. Yeah.
All right.
And 21 grams of total sugar.
Well, okay.
I had to check.
All right. All right, guys. Again, thanks for stopping by. Cheers again, Ava Grace. Thanks for doing a review with me. And to the viewers. Yeah, I'm going to keep monitoring that tri-tip. Once it gets to around, I set my alarm for 125 degrees, so I can just go out and spot check both of them. Once we get to around 130, I'm going to pull them, cover them with foil for around 10-15 minutes, and then dinner will be served. We'll meet up with you guys in a little bit. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, guys, the grill's at 254, and it just beeped that it hit 130 degrees, the meat. It's only been around an hour, so this is really surprising. So let's do a couple independent spot checks here just to see if this is accurate or not. Let's see here. Let's go in this one over here. Well, look at that, 129. So let's see what we're doing on here. Yeah, we're pretty much there. I'm shocked. Well, this part isn't here. It's 112. But again, bear in mind, guys, these are already perfectly cooked. I'm just heating them up to serving temperature. And I want to remove them. I don't want them to go above 130. So this one, being the bigger one, could stay on a little longer. It looks like this one, see in the smaller part here? Yeah, 128. 128. So this, yeah, depending on where I stick it in, you know, the thicker part, it's not quite done. I think this is done too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the small one off, and I'm going to leave this one on for another 10-15 minutes until we get up to a little bit warmer temperature. But boy, was that quick, guys. All right, meet you guys inside. Hey guys, I've had these tri-tips covered here for around 15 minutes. Oh boy, look at these. They smell so smoky. I can't believe how quick they got up to temperature. This little one probably went a little bit over my target. This big one I think is fine. So we're going to slice into that big one, but boy, it smells smoky. You can still see plenty of that Montreal Steak Seasoning on there. Let me get a knife out. We'll slice into one of these guys. Alright guys, I'm going to slice into one of these. You always go against the grain, but tri-tip are notorious for having grains going a bunch of different ways. But I can see the grain on this one is kind of going this way. So I'm just going to slice right along this here, and we'll take a look here. Oh my goodness. Wow, definitely see a little bit of a smoke ring. I'm just gonna, well, let me do one big one here for the camera. All right, guys. I want you to take a look here. Look at how juicy this is. Oh my goodness. See, that's what these are the kind of results you get when you sous vide cook. You'll also notice it's pink from edge to edge. You're not going to get that if you're going to smoke it the whole way. You can definitely tell, especially in this little piece here, definitely tell there's a little bit of a smoke ring. All right. I mean, I'll put this up against any good steak. If you like beef, if you've never had tri-tip, look at this, guys. I'll give it the old brisket test there. Oh my goodness. Okay, I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna try this little end piece. Just because it's got a little bit of that seasoning. Okay. Maybe that's just because it's the end piece, but man, oh man, is that smoky. This is the results I was looking for. You see the little smoke ring on that, guys? Oh my goodness. All right. Wow, is that good. The seasoning is spot on as well. All right, let me cut a little bit more of this and get the family out here. We'll give this a sample. Welcome back, guys. I'm here with my family, my wife Monica,
Hi.
my daughter Ava
Hi.
Grace, who's going to try this. So I cut some very small pieces. I don't know if you want to grab one and kind of nibble on it.
Yeah, she's gonna nibble.
All right, there you go.
Oh boy, this is a treat. It smells delicious. And look at the smoke ring. Oh wow.
So I definitely accomplished what I was doing.
This is delicious.
Usually when I sous vide first, or smoke first and then sous vide, I lose a little bit of that smoky flavor, I think, with the purge of the liquid. That's why I smoked it again afterwards, but boy, it didn't take long. It was around an hour.
This is really good. It's not too smoky.
But guys, if you don't have the time, you can either sous vide it and either smoke it before or after. I just did it double. I've never tried it before. It wasn't that much of a big deal to throw it out in a smoker for an hour, bring it up to temperature. Man,
Ava
it's
Grace, what do
delicious.
you think of it? She loves it. That's great. Wow. Look at that. Look at the smoke ring. I love that. It's a great way to make it. It's so tender.
We haven't had tri-tip in a long time.
And I like this Montreal seasoning too. I like all the Weber seasonings.
And thanks to, this isn't Weber, this is Grill Mates.
Oh, I thought it was Weber. Okay, this is good. It's Montreal though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell it's good. Really, really good.
And look guys, you saw how easy it was. If you got a sous vide machine and a smoker, real easy to do. I'm glad I went 133 because it's now perfectly pink. You know, perfect. This one might be pretty good too, even though I think this smaller might have gone a little bit warmer, but I think we'll still be fine.
Very good.
What do you think, man? What do you think? You taste the smoke? Mm-hmm. All right. As always, guys, I appreciate you stopping by and watching the video. This logo on my shirt here, it's on the bottom of the screen. If you click on that, it allows you to subscribe to my channel. Please do that. It helps my channel grow. And I'll leave a link above and below to my website, ericsmokingbbq.com. That's where I have all my video links, photos, and recipes written out for you to, you know, enjoy yourself. And please try some of them. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment below. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks again for stopping by.
Bye.
We're going to have a delicious meal tonight.
Yeah, we are.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.